Hello everyone. So today we will see loft boss and loft cut feature. The basic principle of loft command is when you have two or more cross sections for a single body, you can make it by loft boss or loft cut. So we'll start with multiple profiles here. I'll make first profile on front plane, say it sketch. I'll go for center rectangle here. Provide the required dimensions to define the sketch. I'll say it 150 here. Now I've made this sketch on front plane. I'll say it exit sketch, and now I'll take one more parallel plane to the front plane. For that I'll go for reference geometry and plane option. Here you have to select the first reference. I'll say it front plane here. Then provide the required distance between two faces. I'll say it 400 mm and OK. Now you have plane 1 model tree. We will apply sketch and activate the plane. Next profile I am going to take here is circular profile. Provide one dimension here. I'll say it 160 and hide this plane. Now you have two different profiles at two ends. We'll select features and lofted boss command. So in profiles I'll select both the sketches, first and second. Now in profiles I've shown these two sketches. There are 2 points showing the alignment of the body. Now suppose I move this point. The part will get twisted here because this alignment is been disturbed. So I'll put again this point on its initial position so as to maintain the alignment. I'll say it OK. The loft is complete here. Similar way we can go for lofted cut. Again for that we'll make two profiles here. I'll select this face, sketch. We'll make one ellipse here. Define the sketch by providing dimensions and relations. Again we have to provide relations here. I'll make this vertical. Now this sketch is completely constrained. Again say sketch on the other face, other side. We'll make one circle only here. Provide one dimension so as to define the sketch. Exit and say lofted cut now. So for loft cut, we'll go in features and say lofted cut. Similar process of lofted boss, we have to select the profiles first. After selection of profile, you can see the alignment of point. It is coming straight here. So it will take a straight cut. I'll say it OK. Now we'll go for section view here. I'll change the side. I'll flip the side here. You can see at one end it is coming as elliptical shape. And on the other side it is coming as circular shape. And the alignment of cut is still straight. So this was lofted cut. Now again we will see loft command by using guide curves. For that we will delete the previous loft command here. And now we need one sketch which is intersecting both the sketches from the center. There are two planes here, top plane and right plane. Both the planes are intersecting the sketches. The orientation of right plane here is coming as vertical, so I'll select this plane, activate this sketch. Now for making guide curve, either you can use lines, you can also use arcs. We will go for splines here. I'll start this spline from the circle and end at the rectangle. You can adjust the splines here. Next, we need to pierce these sketches. So I'll pierce this spline's endpoint on the rectangle. The relation we are using here is pierce. We cannot use coincide relations as both the sketches are on the different planes. Again select the point and circle and apply pierce relation here. We can adjust the profile again. I'll change a little bit curvatures here. And now we will go for lofted boss. Select both the profiles. After selection you have to apply guide curve here. So I'll click in this box and say this spline as a guide curve. Now you can see the profile is been made in the shape of this guide curve. Whole body has been twisted according to this guide curve. I'll say it OK. There was only one guide curve. Now I'll again undo the part, activate this sketch here, and now we'll do one thing. We'll mirror this sketch. I'll say it mirror entities. Select the entities to mirror, mirror about this line and say it OK. Now we are having two guide curves. Again we will go for features and lofted boss command. First we will select the profiles. This time when you select the guide curve, one notification will appear here asking whether this profile is open or closed loop. So I'll select the closed loop and say OK. I'll select the other guide curve also. Again say open loop and say it OK. Open and close loop means if this sketch is starting from one point and again closing at the same point, then it is called as closed loop. But in this condition, this spline was starting from circle and ending at rectangle. So this was open loop. That's why we have selected open loop here. Say it OK. Now this part is made following the guide curves here. Suppose if you want to make it shell or hollow, then again we will go for features and shell command here. Apply one thickness, I'll say it as 5 mm. Select the removing face here and say it OK. Complete part will be made hollow and the common thickness will be 5 mm here. You can see here in section view. Say it OK. Constant thickness here maintained is 5 mm from the bottom and all the sides. I'll put off the section view here. So this was lofted command using guide curves. Now one more thing you have to consider here while making guide curves. I'll say this sketch, edit sketch. We have made guide curves by connecting the two profiles here. You cannot make the guide curve connecting the center points of the profile. You have to follow this step. If you select the guide curve connecting the centers of the profiles, then it will be invalid for the geometry. Same way we'll go for lofted cut using guide curves here. For that, I'll delete this shell command. We will make two profiles first. I'll make one center rectangle again. Start the center rectangle from the origin. Provide the values here. 130 by 100. Now we'll go for the other side. Exit this sketch and select the other side. We'll make one slot here. We will use center point slot here. Again exit this sketch. And now for guide curve, we will select the plane which is intersecting both the sketches from the center. Again here we will select right plane as it is intersecting both the sketches here. Say it sketch and apply one guide curve. This time we will take 3-point arc. First, second and third point. We'll provide one radius. I'll say it as 500 mm. So I will select this slot and the end point here. Apply the Pierce relation. Same on the other side. Select the point and rectangle and apply the Pierce relation here. We'll change the profile radius here. I'll say it as 1000 mm. And now we will go for lofted cut. For that we'll exit this sketch. Go in features and apply lofted cut here. Select both the profiles, first and second, and apply this arc as a guide curve here. Now you can see the material will cut according to the shape of guide curve. I'll say it OK. And now here lofted cut has been applied according to the guide curve. We'll take section view here. You can see the cut is made following the guide curve shape. Now we will make one elbow profile using lofted feature here. So select the sketch and we will draw two lines adjacent to each other. We will provide equal relation here. Say the dimension as 200 and also provide one fillet. Say it OK. The radius I have taken here for fillet is 80 mm. Now I want one plane normal to this line. So I'll exit this sketch. Go for features and reference geometry, plane option. I will select first reference here as line and the second reference as point here. I'll say it OK. We'll activate this plane now and we'll make one circle here with diameter of 120. Exit this sketch. On the other side also we will repeat the same thing. We'll make one plane here perpendicular to this line. Select the line and point as first and second reference here and say it OK. Activate the plane and make the other circle here. I'll make this circle as diameter of 90 only this time. So at one end, the circle size is larger as compared to the other circle size. Both sizes of the circles are not equal here. Now we will go for Lofted Boss feature. Select the profiles. In guide curves option, I'll select this profile and say it OK. Here the note is coming that guide curve number 1 is not valid. It does not intersect the section 1. As we have discussed earlier, we cannot apply guide curve from the center points of the profile. That's why it's not taking this as a profile or a guide curve here. For that, the alternate option here given is center line parameters. We'll select the center line parameters and select this profile as a guide curve in center line parameters option. Now you can see this profile is selected as a guide curve using centerline parameters option. I'll say it OK. I'll hide this plane. You can see one elbow type part is been made here. Now so as to make the part hollow, I'll say the shell command again. Provide one thickness. I'll say it as 3 mm. Select the removing face first and second. Say it OK. Now in section view you can see I have made one elbow part which is hollow in cross section. So in this way also you can use the loft feature. Now we will see loft command using multi sections. For that I'll select top plane and start with sketch. We will make multiple entities here at different planes. For that I'll start with this circle of diameter 30. Exit sketch. Now we'll go for reference geometry and plane option. In first reference I'll select the top plane, as I've drawn this sketch on top plane only, that's why I'm taking top plane here. Now the distance I'm going to take here is 20 mm offset distance, and I'll have multiple planes here. We'll take 6 planes here. Now when you put the number here, the distances between each plane will be constant as 20. I'll say it OK. Select the other plane, and one by one we'll make different diameters on each plane. This time I'll take it as 52. Next, the other diameter as 32. Exit. The next diameter as 25. Exit. Sketch. One more diameter here. I'll take it as 56 here. So now we have selected multiple diameters here. I don't need the 5 and 6 number plane, so I directly select and delete them. For that we need to exit the sketch first and then select for deleting. Now we will hide all the planes here. Select the plane from model tree and then say hide. You can see we are having multiple circular profiles here. Now when you connect two profiles by Lofted Boss, it will connect by the edge, by the straight edge. But when you connect the multiple profiles by using Lofted Boss, it will automatically take the tangency with each profile and connect them. So we'll go for Lofted Boss here. Select the profiles first, second. You can see here it is coming straight by the nature. After selecting the third one, you can see the curve formation here. Then select the fourth and the last one. Now each profile has been selected by curve tangent to each other. Suppose if you want this first Lofted Boss to be connected with a little bit straightness and then curvature, then you can go for the option here in start constraint as normal to profile. You can see a little straightness will be added here and then the curve will be taken place. You can also add the normal to profile at the end of the loft. For that, I'll select the end profile as normal to profile. But we'll go with default setting here at the end. At the start, we are taking normal to profile. I'll say it OK. And now you can see the part using multi-section has been completed here. Suppose if you want to change the dimensions of profiles and circles, then you can directly double click on the part and apply the required changes. I'll change it to 32 here. We'll make this profile as 55. Suppose I want to change the other one also. I'll make it as 36. I'll change the other diameter, this one also. The neck diameter, I'll say it as 30 mm. And now you just need to update the part here. Here the update command is available. So just click on the part so as to rebuild the required feature we have changed. Again we'll change the diameter here. I'll make it 25 only. But we will change the upper diameter. I'll say it as 52. And then again click on update command so as to rebuild the part. Suppose if you want to change the distance of the planes, then we'll go for plane 1. Select the plane. Then provide the distance required. I'll say it as 25 mm here. Again update the part. This was loft command using multi sections here. Now I have made one base plate here with 4 tap holes of size M5. We will mirror this plate on the other side. For that we will select the feature and go for mirror option. For that I'll select right plane here. And now as this part is not connected to any base, so we will say it as bodies to mirror. I'll select it as a body. And now we will put off this merge solid options as this part is not merged with any other object. And then say it OK. Now we have two base plates here. I've also made one sketch on the first base plate of elliptical shape. I'll show it here. After that I have taken a mid plane here on right plane. I have made this sketch 5. We'll show this sketch again. Now on the other hand also I'll make the same sketch here. We'll follow this first sketch dimensions only here. The major axis was 25 and minor axis as 8 mm. Exit sketch. Select the face and say sketch. Start with ellipse command. The minor axis was 8 mm. The major was 25 mm. We'll make these alignments proper now. Now we have to align the center of ellipse with the origin. Select both points and add the relation as horizontal here. We'll also provide this half distance 17.5 as the total plate distance was 35. Also align the 3 points here. Make them vertical as well as these 3 points as horizontal. Now the sketch is completely constrained here. Say exit sketch. And now we will apply Lofted Boss command here. And then we will add these profiles. First, second, and this third profile. Now we have to align these points at the center of the ellipse so as to make the alignment proper and say it OK. We'll hide these sketches. The other sketch also. Now here you can see one loft is made between these 3 profiles. Now suppose if you want to change the curve, then you can add guide curves also here. Here we have made 2 boss extrusions. You can see here in model tree. The first one is in rectangular shape with fillets of 30 mm and extruded till 50 mm. Then we have taken plane here at the distance of 150 and then the other extrude boss with circle 50 mm extrusion. Now we'll make lofted boss. I'm showing these examples just to show that we can directly loft faces also here. Select first face and the other face and then say it OK. Hide the plane here. We will increase the diameter here. Just double click and change the value. Now we can make this part hollow also by applying shell command. So we'll go for shell command here. Provide one thickness. I'll say it as 3 mm. And then add the removing face. I'll add this top and bottom face. And then say it OK. So this was Lofted Boss and Lofted Cut command. We'll continue with other features in next lecture. Till then, thank you.